Prithviraj, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
You're on our show for the first time, so really a very warm welcome to you.
Thanks a lot. It's great to be here.
Okay, tell me, you are such a big star down south. You've done about 80 films.
Yeah.
Right. So when did the Bollywood bug bite?
No, it's not exactly the Bollywood bug bite. If I really wanted to do a Hindi film, I could have done one long back, much before Aya happened. But fortunately, I do not belong to the group of people who are looking for work. I've done quite a number of films down south, and I am doing quite a number of films down south. So it was not as if I was looking, for a Hindi film to do. I just did films that came my way that I found interesting, which led me to doing, films in Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu.
Yeah.
And incidentally, when I was shooting for a Malayalam film in Maharashtra, in Malshej Ghat, is when Anurag Kashyap got in touch with me and asked me if I can listen to a script.
Okay.
And I said yeah. And Sachin Kundalkar, the director of Aya, came over to my location and gave me a narration. And for me, actually, more than looking at it as my so-called Bollywood debut, for me, it was something very new. I looked at it as my 75th or 76th film that I'm doing. And in that perspective, it looked very fresh. Nobody had come to me, with something like that. Whatever said and done, Aya might not have done well. People might have had a lot of opinions about the film. But one thing that, you cannot refute is that it was very original. I don't think...
the idea was very original.
Yeah, I don't think something like that has ever been done before.
Yeah. In fact, we also spoke to Rani about this, and, we were talking about how we heard that, she was recommending you for better roles and other roles in Bollywood. How far was that true? Because she was so impressed with your work.
Well, if she did recommend me for more roles in Bollywood, then I'm very, very flattered about that, because if Rani Mukherjee has to recommend someone, I can assure you he or she will have to be damn good. Yeah. So I don't know about that, but if she did, then well, thank you, and I'm very flattered about it.
But Arjun Kapoor playing a double role in this film, and various characters and like stalwarts like Rishi Kapoor in the film.
Correct.
So weren't you kind of worried as to whether you'll find your ground, you'll find your right space and that kind of thing?
After 12 years of doing this job and having done about 80-85 films, you would like to believe that as an actor, you're beyond that point. I would, at the risk of sounding immodest, I'll say that I'm a very, very secure actor. And to me, I don't look at a film counting the number of minutes that I appear on screen.
Yeah, but you're an acting producer down south. And how has your move been into Bollywood, and how differently do you think Bollywood functions at a filmmaking level?
The move to Bollywood was very, very seamless, to be very frank, because I know that there are millions of aspiring actors out there, and a lot of them I'm sure are way better than I am, struggling for that first opportunity. And for me, it came my way. My first Hindi film came searching for me, and so did my second Hindi film.
Wow.
So in that sense, I'm a very, very lucky actor. The way Bollywood functions, contrary to popular belief, is not very different from how South functions.
Because somewhere I was reading that you said that producing a film in Bollywood is different from the way it happens down south.
Well, from whatever little I've made out about the way the industry functions, it is, getting a project together and designing a project requires a different skill set, than what happens in the South. But I can't say the same for Bollywood. So producing a film in Bollywood is right now way, way beyond me.
Over directing, we heard you also have a keen interest in direction.
Yes, I do. In fact, I don't know how many people know this, but I belong to a family of actors. My father was an actor, he passed away. My mom is an actor.
Wow.
My brother is an actor. My sister-in-law is an actress.
All in the family.
Yeah, so we are all actors, and I probably am the only one who never really wanted to be an actor. My initial dreams about cinema was to probably learn filmmaking and then come back and assist someone like Mani Ratnam and make my own film. But destiny put me in front of the camera. But having said that, I've realized that being in front of the camera is as good a way as any to learn about making films. Now, that has always been there, and that's something that I definitely will do. I will direct my own film someday. And I would have done it long back if I had not been so busy as an actor, but I can't be complaining because I'm equally enjoying acting as well. So,
which is the one actor from Bollywood you would love to direct?
Amitabh Bachchan.
That doesn't come as a surprise. Prithviraj, a lot of filmmakers in Bollywood right now are very frustrated at this one thing that's happening. But every other South film being remade here, they're saying, Bollywood has ideas, and why we just dishing out what's already been produced and it's out there. So what do you say? What do you think of this trend?
I don't necessarily think that it's a bad thing, you know. Now, you guys hear a lot about South Indian films being remade into Hindi because it makes news here.
Right.
But Hindi films are also remade in the South, you know.
Okay.
Maybe to a lesser extent.
Lesser extent, yeah. I guess what gets tiring sometimes for them is the fact that the ideas remain within the same mold. You know, we aren't going that much out of the box when you rehash an idea which has already worked somewhere else.
Now, unfortunately, at least, you know, in the recent past, all the films that have been picked up from the South and been made into Hindi are the films that, you know, usually cater to more of the single screen audience, you know, where you just want to go in and have fun and have your popcorn and come back.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of other films in the South that I would love to see in Hindi, you know, and I'm hoping this is a beginning, you know, when now that there is an interest in South Indian films, I'm hoping people will get to see the other kind of South Indian films as well.
And I guess what happens, they have the same ideas, and then we have a Salman Khan who actually portrays these larger-than-life characters really well.
Correct.
So you have similar ideas and the same actor playing the role. So I guess that's what, you know.
It's always the audience who will decide what kind of films will be made.
Right.
You know, like I know I've been talking about this for a long time down south. You know, a film not becoming a hit is okay. A film not becoming a success is okay. But be very careful about the kind of film you decide to go and watch and make a hit out of it. Because one hit film paves the way for 10 other that kind of films.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if people who go to the theatres decide that, you know, we are not going to watch that kind of films anymore, then that's it.
You know, actresses from South have made the transition into Bollywood much easily. And you know, we had superstars in the past like Sri Devi ji, and of course now we have Asin and we have Tamanna. But the boys from South, you know, they come like very slowly and not as many. Why do you think so?
See, I think it's a it's a couple of things. Most important of all being, I don't think any actor per se has been prepared to invest the kind of time that Bollywood needs from an actor. Now, all these girls that you spoke about, or all these women that you spoke about, they were all people who were prepared to come and live in Bombay and give it a good shot. Unlike, you know, actors who've always done Hindi films thinking that, okay, this is just one-off. You know, I'm going to do this Hindi film and then go back to my comfort zone. And in a way, it's understandable. In a way, it's understandable because you might have slogged for a decade, you know, for 12, 13 years, and reached a position where everything works the way you want it to work. You might not necessarily want to come to another industry and start from scratch again, you know, to go through the grind once again, to be treated as a newcomer once again, might not exactly be your cup of tea, but it definitely is my cup of tea. So.
But you haven't faced that bit because you were such a big sensation down south, so it's not like you started all over again in Bollywood.
No, I strongly believe that I have started from scratch in Bollywood. You know, I don't know, I don't think more than maybe 2% of people who have watched Ayya would have seen any of my films before that. So that suits me perfectly. You know, I really do want to be looked upon as
You don't come with any image.
Yeah, I really do want to be looked upon as a newcomer.
You know, down south, there's a lot of these idol worship stars are like clearly worship. We've always heard these stories. We haven't witnessed it as much being here. So tell us about that phenomenon down there.
I just think that, you know, as a society, South India just loves cinema, I think, more than what North India does. For us, cinema is maybe a much bigger part of life than any other place in the country. We are a very cynical audience, you know. I mean, it takes a lot to be accepted as an actor in Kerala.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, giving a hit or a couple of hits or getting a recognition on the state or national level might not do it for you, you know. You need to consistently come up with performances and films that people will remember, and it took me a good 10 years, you know, for people to finally, you know, acknowledge that, okay, you know, this guy is here to stay.
But how does a huge fan following react when they know that you're doing a Bollywood film? Are they very possessive, like, why are you going out there and doing films, do more of our kind of cinema? Does that ever happen?
In fact, I think I've heard that a bit. Actually, I've heard people come up to me and say, "No, I'm going to just disappear and go and do Hindi films," which I'm not. You know, I'm not. South Indian film industry is what made me who I am today, and I don't intend to pack up my bags and leave. But in South India, having done so many films, I believe that I'm at that stage in my career right now where I want to slow down. I just want to sit back and relax and maybe do 2 films a year. And I have a successful production and marketing house, and I might maybe produce another 2 films that I'm not involved with. So that sort of does it for me in the South.
This entire craze that we have every Friday with 100 crores and how much money a film is making. Do you see the same craze down south? Does it work that way?
About the 100 crore business, now there is a problem in that, because if a film is made on a budget of 150 crores
Obviously.
and it makes 160 crores, and then there is another film which is made in 5 crores and that makes 70 crores,
Yeah.
which is a bigger hit, So
Yeah, exactly. That's tough to compare.
Yeah, so 100 crores might not be the actual parameter that you want to judge the success of a film upon, but what matters is how many people have actually seen the film. Yeah.
Just recently, I was interviewing some girls from Bollywood, and they were saying, men actually are as objectified, just that we don't talk about them. I'm asking you this because you did a role where, you had this bare body, and you do want to see a shirtless John Abraham. You do want to see, men also flaunting their sexuality. What do you say about that?
See, I don't even look at it as 2 different things,
Really?
Women flaunting their sexuality and men flaunting their sexuality. If a girl can be sexy, so can be a boy. If a woman can be sexy, so can be a man. Now, the problem is with the perception. The problem is with the perception that a girl wearing a mini skirt is sexier than a man wearing a boxers. Now, to me, definitely the girl is way more sexier. But that's because of my sexual orientation. But, we need to realize that sexuality must not essentially be associated with gender, And unfortunately, our cinema has not been as evolved as to treat it this way.
Yeah.
But I think our audience is slowly reaching there.
So, Prithviraj, have you made friends in Bollywood? Have you connected with people in the industry?
See, all the people I've worked with, I share a very good relationship with all of them, starting with Ronnie and everybody who was associated with Aya. And with Aurangzeb, of course, Arjun, with whom I spent a lot of time. With Mr. Rishi Kapoor, with who I have a lot of scenes in the film. Unfortunately, I didn't have any combination with Mr. Jackie Shroff, which was a bummer because I'm a big fan of that man. And I'm hoping that I get to make more friends. And I've also met a couple of people with whom I've not worked, who have been really, really very sweet, I had this chance meeting with Karan Johar, and, he sort of completely, shattered my image about what he is. I thought he is...
Really?
See, he belongs to the few people who, for us down south, made Hindi cinema cool.
Absolutely.
His films sort of changed the way Hindi films looked and, the way they were shot. So I was thinking he's going to be this very reclusive, guy who's very tough to meet. He was very warm and, very, very very much like the guy next door, And a lot of people in that way have sort of shattered the myths associated with them in Bollywood.
Bollywood has an attitude kind of thing.
Yeah, for me. I personally think it's a very, very comfortable place to be in.
Awesome.
I could be proven wrong yet, but till now I don't have anything to complain about. Yeah.
So welcome here, Prithviraj. It's great to have a good actor like you here. We're looking forward to seeing more of your work,
Well, thank
with
you so
and without
much.
the shirt. We still love the great body. We still really do like that.
Thank you so
and
much.
we like the fact that you feel good about being objectified.
Yeah, that I don't mind at all. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and wish you all the luck with all of
Thank you
this.
so much. It was great being here.